congratulations to the new home, and it's a new future, and enjoy it. So, but I'll just get rolling with this here because I'm no good at this and I'm nervous as heck. So what an honor to speak at such a great event in memory of such a great man. Again, Bill Sarter's family, sorry for your loss. He was a great man. For those of you that don't know my family, and I feel it's necessary to give you a brief summary of our story that led us up to meeting Habitat and to the present day, years later, for everyone to understand the impact Habitat's had on my family and the impact Bill Sarter's had on my life. When Habitat joined with my family, I was a man down on his luck, having put all my chips on the table in effort to start a new life and build a better future for my family. I had packed up 6 kids, everything I owned, and moved down to Florida with plans to build a new home. 9 months later, I left everything I had behind and followed my family back to Minnesota. Days later, a car accident left me severely disabled and with a dislocated hip. And I was a carpenter, and I was told I may need to find a new line of work, which was pretty devastating for me. I loved what I did. Desperate, defeated, and down on my luck, our future looked pretty meek. We thought we'd had experienced just about everything a family could when it came to tragedy and loss. And my only hope for a home we could call our own was through Habitat. And raising 6 kids, 1 disabled, that need was ever growing. They saw an opportunity to make a difference in our lives, and so began our journey with Habitat. Through Habitat, I met many kind-hearted people, wonderful people I will always be grateful for, including Bill. Bill was a rugged, hard-working man with giant hands, piercing eyes, and a brilliant smile, and a heart of gold. If ever there was a time in my life I needed someone to believe in me, it was then. I thought, and somehow Bill did, even when I did not. He was someone I could look up to, someone that not only helped my family, but helped me personally get back on my feet from being told I would never walk the same again. Working with Habitat and Bill was my rehab. Bill was someone I looked up to, someone I didn't want to let down, someone I wanted to prove something to, not because he demanded it, just because there was something about Bill that made me want to do it. And I'm sure over the years, many of those that have worked with him felt the same way. After 2 years working with Habitat, our new home was done and our dreams came true. The honeymoon was over, and although the support was there if I asked for it, I was ashamed to ask. With my injuries came addiction to pain meds, and what helped me in the beginning was my demise in the end. 6 months later, I moved out of our new home. A year later, looking at prison time for my mistakes, devastated, I had let my family, Habitat, Bill down. Having lost all faith in myself, one man showed me he believed in me still and stood up for my character in court. I'll never forget him for that and what that meant to me. So for 3 years I sat to think about my life and to worry about my children and to pray for one more chance to prove myself to my family, to Habitat, to Bill. I was told while I was away I would never have that chance again. To have my home, my children, to have the respect I once had. I know there are a few things Bill and I had in common, and that was a hard work ethic and a lot of heart, and I think we were both pretty bullheaded. 2.5 years later, I found myself on a work crew teaching others a skill to give them a chance in life, working on Habitat for Humanity homes in Hennepin County. Wow, I thought, if Bill could see me now. Someone's faith in me gave me hope, and little by little, I began to see a brighter future to work for. August 2011 was the start of a new life By October, I had custody of my children, and by Christmas, we were moving it back into the beautiful home Habitat has helped us with. What a blessing this home has been to my family. It has given us security, hope, shelter from the many storms that have crossed our paths over the years. With the passing of my daughter Alyssa and the mother of my children, so unbelievably tragic and devastating, yet we all pull through it with compassion to help others and the will to see things through. Great lessons we have learned from the great people with Habitat. I am grateful, and I am grateful for the faith Bill Sarter had in me. And to be able to finally look him in the eye, his piercing eyes, and shake his hand the last time I saw him meant the world to me, because I could stand as a man with pride and say I did it. And that was a great day. So thanks for listening. Thanks for bearing with me. And have a good night.